Hey, this is Matthew.
And this is Andrea.
And welcome back to Nerd News today for another mini statue mini review.
Today we have our very first WETA Workshop mini epics statue from Lord of the Rings. We have Legolas, aka Orlando Bloom.
AKA the prettiest elf in the whole kingdom.
True, but I don't know. Space Legolas is starting to catch up to him.
That's true.
But that's a different conversation for a different time.
A different franchise altogether. So this is, again, as we said, our first piece ever from WETA Workshop. Mm-hmm. And they do, typically, we've seen them do extremely expensive, very large pieces. Yeah. These are smaller, much more affordable pieces. Way more affordable.
And also very stylized.
Yeah, so I'm excited to take a look at this. We also haven't done anything Lord of the Rings before. That's going to change this year.
No, I'm so excited.
Yeah. So here's a look at our packaging. You can see it's got this nice window display, as well as some really cool little designs in the front. We have on the sides here a little look in. The top has a really cute cartoon of Legolas.
Yeah, it's no window like we're used to, but
cute
you got
cartoon.
A nice smirky Legolas face.
And the back has a listing of a few of the other characters that are in this series.
Hey, the whole Lord of the Rings! I'm so excited!
We should note that this is number 8 in the series. So that's cool. They're actually numbering them, which is a thing. So let's go ahead and take Legolas out of the box and take a look at him, shall we?
Okay. Ooh, nice and sharp.
Oh, good. We always love a statue that can kill you.
Look, if we're ever going to have a home invader, this is what you want to use.
Defend yourself with your statues, folks.
Okay, so as you can see, it has very basic packaging. However, it does have one twisty tie.
Oh, we haven't really gotten a lot of twisty ties in these mini statues. Really, none at all. So.
No, and he also has a protective plastic covering on his head.
Very nice, yeah. So there's a lot of detail, a lot of paint up in this, so they're doing their best to protect them, which I can appreciate.
Yeah, no, I like it. Okay, these twisty ties stink, but they're not as bad as previous ones. Look at this. I am... Ba-bam! Yeah, I'm done.
Normally we cut this out, but that was so smooth that, real time.
Oh, thank God.
Real time twisty tie extraction.
Okay, so you're just gonna pop this off his head, pop him out. Check that out.
Oh yeah, twisty tie attached to his bow, but that's...
And
there's also, besides the statue, there's also...
a base.
Yeah, a base.
There also is a little booklet. We'll show you that in a second. So we have a nice little pouch that comes with, comes with the base, and then it tells you all of their mini epics from Middle-earth. Collect them all.
There's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
And so this is just a nice clear base. Nothing crazy about that, but let's see. Looks like we're just going to attach it.
Ooh.
Like this. Yeah, he's not going to fall out of this base. That is a really firm base.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
That is firm.
Okay.
Nice. That is good. I like a good, solid base.
So this little booklet is a wealth of information. Now, you might have wondered, though I doubt many of you did, but where have you heard the name WETA before? Well, they're the masterminds who helped create the Lord of the Rings movies. They helped bring it to life, so it makes sense that they're the ones doing this. Now, what they have on each side of this little booklet is, first side, they have the story of, who they are, what they've worked on, all that, which is great. And then they have a nice little ode to the sculptor, designer, Mauro Santini. I like that they put his picture in there.
That's nice, yeah. It's really rare you get to see actually what they look like.
Yeah, so it's really great when you get to meet them and be like, thank you, I like what you did. And then on the back, they show you the entire wave.
Ooh.
So starting from Frodo all the way down to Legolas, he's the last of what's out. But then they have a nice little, hey, what's coming up next?
Ooh. And
what's coming up next is going to be Saruman, Galadriel, and the most important hobbit of them all, Samwise Gamgee. Fight me. Samwise, there would be no movie without Samwise. He is the most important.
Tell me how you really feel.
That's how I really feel.
Well, let's fold up this accordion and get our Legolas back up on the stage.
Let's bring on Legolas.
So we've looked at a lot of cute small statues recently.
Yeah.
This one, it's cartoony, but this is a little bit less cute. This is a little bit more serious in pose and a little bit more detailed and, damn diggity damn.
Yeah, it's also a little bit bigger.
Definitely bigger, yes.
I don't even know what to think of it, to be honest.
This is pretty darn impressive, to be honest.
It really is, yes. I'll absolutely say that. I guess it's sort of what I would imagine the characters look like if they were in an animated cartoon.
It feels like a video game version of Legolas,
Yeah, I mean, the attention to detail is absolutely stunning. On the back of his quiver, you can see all of the detail there on his arms, his shoulders, It's incredible. The look on his face doesn't quite, it's very smirky. And while I know Legolas smirks in the thing, he doesn't quite have that kind of expression. But I don't care because he's still Legolas and his elven eyes see all sorts of things.
See, I'd actually think that the pose is very, very much more Legolas.
Oh, the pose is, but...
Pose and the face, maybe not as much, maybe because I don't know if the likeness is 100% in this case.
No, it's absolutely not. The pose, absolutely. The face, but I don't care because it's still Legolas and I love him.
Yeah, I think like the pose is like so Legolas, like 100%. Like there's so much of him in this.
Yes, no, absolutely.
And that cape.
Okay, I like the motion in that. I guess one of the things that's really interesting since we've done some other Q-Fix stuff is I didn't really talk about it in them is the texture. The other statues that we had looked at, they had good texture, but it was all very, it was whatever. It didn't really speak to me. This, because it's a little bit bigger, I find myself wanting to touch it more and just to kind of feel the lines, and it definitely feels like clay.
It does have a little more of a tactile feel like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the material that they're using here, I don't know how to describe what they're doing because I don't know the process, but yeah, there is much more of a plasticky kind of feel to it, I guess.
Yeah.
Not necessarily negative, though.
No, it's not negative at all.
It's not a bad way. It's more like, it does feel more like, it's more substantial, I think is a better word to use. It's definitely a more substantial feeling. It doesn't feel like cheap PVC plastic.
No,
it feels
not
like
at all.
this is a much higher quality piece.
Yes. I think that's what I'm talking. Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. And since it's not like super shiny and reflective, it just has like this nice little. Yeah. It has a little something else. It's good. It has a good touch feel thing to it. Yeah, I mean, I just think it's really cool. I love. Oh, nice.
Yeah, did you notice that it actually has a piece of string there?
Yeah, it has a real string, so I like that. I just really like it. It's a great sculpture.
Yeah, as a piece, it's really cool. I think a big difference between this and other mini statues, really all statues we looked at, is how cartoony this is.
Yes.
And, with a lot of other ones we looked at, it's been about the realism as much as possible. And this still has that realism in terms of movement and the fabric. But the line work and how they've done it, it's a lot bolder lines. There's a lot less little bits, basically. I guess is the best way to put it. More realism would have, all sorts of folds.
Yeah.
But this does not have all the crazy folds. This has the important folds. They've kind of condensed it.
Yes.
So that's why when you get this cape flow here, you can see it's a cape. It's flowing in the correct way because it's getting, caught in the wind with his legs here. But again, it's like they're getting rid of the things you don't need to have, keeping it that more stylized look.
Yeah.
But it still creates just the correct amount of weight to make it feel real.
Oddly enough, I followed that, and I agree.
Glad someone did.
All right. Whew.
I'll say with that note as well, too, even his hair kind of matches that flow, and the hair's kind of a little bit lost in there because he's got his arrows on his back.
He looks a little bit almost like, the wind's sort of blowing around him.
Exactly. It's a very dramatic, it's a very Legolas wind.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's a Legolas wind that's blowing on him.
Yeah. I will say this, in terms of the hair, I do wish it was a little lighter because it's very yellow, and I wish it was a little bit closer to platinum just because it's Legolas and, he had that crazy bright platinum hair.
Paint job is overall pretty clean, but I will say, there's more than a couple, I think, actually, schmutzy bits, which, normally we won't really pick over that much, but there's, schmutzy bit by his foot back there. His hair is a mess. He's got some stuff on his hands. Hands I'm okay with because they're small and it happens.
Yeah.
But, hair, that's a tough one for me to kind of grade because it is yellow, and yellow is a tough pigment to work with. So, in this one here, paint is not, it's still fine. You're not going to really notice it. If you're a real stickler, you may want to try and find one in person.
Yeah.
So that you can make sure you get one that you like.
Okay, if we're going to talk stickling a little bit, if we're going to be a little sticklers about this, there is one piece on this that is actually driving me completely nuts. And that's his braid on this side. Because if you look on this side, it's not that great either. And again, it's because it's difficult to work with. So he has the two braids on the side, and they both look really smushed in. That's part of why I was thinking that maybe they started with clay or something malleable like that to help sculpt it, because it looks as though they made the braid and then smushed it on. Oh, his ears are sharp.
Yeah, the arrow, by the way, should add, is also
very
both
sharp.
Arrows rather are really, really sharp. So this is a good kill piece.
Yes. But back to the hair, the braid in the back is fine. It's just the ones on the side that just look as though they had a hard time getting them to stick, so they have to squish them down a little bit.
Yeah.
But again, look, that's a nitpick for people who really, really care about these things. If you don't really care about it and you just want something that's a good representation, this is a really good piece. If you want to be picky, which is valid as well, just try and get the piece, look at the piece. See if you can buy it in person.
Considering the price point overall, though, I'm not too concerned about even the little paint bits, because there's been far worse for far more expensive.
Absolutely.
So this is otherwise pretty great. And yeah, I will say just the weird thing to show you guys at home is how slender this piece is. It's kind of a little hard to like pick the right angle to show him to everybody, to show all of his bits. But when you get him with the rest of the pieces in the series and you have them all grouped up together, it's gonna look great. Like he'll look really solid with them. So yeah, overall, a really good piece. I'm glad we got our first thing from WETA, and we're gonna hopefully have some more.
Yeah, I'm a big WETA nerd. I don't know if you know that about me,
I
but
don't. Uh-oh.
I try and rein that in because they're very expensive, but I absolutely adore WETA Workshop.
So you're keeping this one, aren't you?
Was there any doubt?
Right. Well, on that note, I'm Matthew.
I'm Andrea.
That's our WETA Workshop Mini Epics Legolas, which is really cool. And Andrea's going to take this home, and I'm never going to see it again.
I'll let you see it. You can visit.
She'll just be like, okay, you sit out there, and here's my stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let you visit it.
We'll see you guys next time with our mini statue mini review.